Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 6 of the Australia-New Zealand iRacing Proto-GT Challenge, brought to you by TrakRacer, broadcasted by v8sonline. I'm your host, Daniel Bryant. With me tonight, Clayton Brooks. Brooksy, how are you, mate?
Good, thanks, Daniel. How are you, mate?
Very, very good. And I do believe we have a special guest who doesn't normally get to talk a lot. Well, he talks a lot to us, but not to you guys. Sebastian, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. It's a bit of an unusual experience for me to be back in the comms box rather than behind the cameras, but looking forward to tonight's race.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be unusual for us to have Des, who's broadcasting for us tonight, and Sebastian both yelling at us, Brooksy, for a change.
Yeah, we're going to have to actually answer Seb tonight. That's going to be a bit different.
Yeah. Oh, well, at least we can abuse him online and people actually understand it instead of just sounding like an absolute madman. Hey, we should probably talk about the track that we're at. We're at Interlagos this week. Love this track, especially in GT style racing. What are your thoughts, boys?
Definitely great track. One of my favourite on iRacing. I know that, and it really suits these GT cars.
Yeah, it's a great track. We saw some fantastic racing here last week in the V8s as well, so definitely going to put on a show for us tonight. Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very pumped for this one. Obviously, the HBDs being the much faster car around here with the style of corners and whatnot. I think there's about 6 seconds difference between the lead lap time of the HBD compared to that of the Corvette. But yeah, should be brilliant to watch.
Should be very exciting. We're getting pretty close to gridding up, so we'll try and run through the grid, I believe, if we could. Still running a little bit behind schedule tonight. We had a couple of technical issues on my end, hence why Desi's jumped into the director's chair tonight, and I've put on my microphone.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of a change. Got a bit of a mix up tomorrow night as well. I believe I'm jumping in the comms box. We've kicked someone out.
Yeah. All right, starting grid. So Anthony Kernich starting off pole position with the 22.8. Nice time from him. Paul Agnew in second place. Steve Honan in third. Reece Gardner finds himself in fourth place. Gavin Barber in fifth. Ben Darley in sixth. Craig Dorr in seventh. Neil De Bruin in 8th, and I'm going to struggle with this one, Bart Martinovic, rounding out the P2 field.
Nailed it, Sebastian. All right, in the Corvettes, we've got Tony Autridge in first, Charles Ing in second, Jake Burton third, Wayne C. Burke fourth, Sam Sutton fifth, Leo Gray sixth, Jason Scully seventh, Timothy Ballinger eighth, and Tim Foltz in ninth.
And I'm not in the session yet, guys, so one of you guys can do the last.
I'll jump in for you, Brooksy, there. Thanks,
right.
Mate. In the Ford GTs, we got Andrew Wren in first, Dwayne Burns second, Paul Longren third, Nathan Grouden fourth, Dylan Brandon fifth, Robert Bridges sixth, Chris Behan seventh, Bruce DiCavolo eighth, and Kevin O'Brien ninth. Pretty evenly split field, this one.
Yeah, it looks like we've got some good strong drivers in there tonight, some regular names we've used to seeing in this field. Anthony Kernich again put himself in pole position with not as much of a margin as he's become accustomed to, so should hopefully see Paul Agnew putting a good fight to him up front.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the HBDs look like, actually everyone overall looks like they're fairly close together, so it should be some good racing. I'm pretty sure these Corvettes are really going to put it on as well. Their qualifying times look really close.
Yeah, we've always seen some fantastic racing between the mixed classes.
They're just coming around the last corner now, so it won't be long till they take the green.
Wait for this safety car to come in. Will the HBD start bunching up? I think we've got a bit of a blinker back there. Ben Darley having a few issues.
So we'll just about get the green. This very short run to turn 1, so it's going to be a quick reaction time.
Yeah,
for
definitely
these boys.
a scary corner. Anthony Kernich makes a good jump there.
Yeah, Paul Agnew slotted straight in behind.
Yeah.
Cover turn 1.
Steve
Looks
Hoonan, though, looks like he's got his front end just a little bit there. Oh, Paul Agnew has a bit of a moment. And just to keep his position, as Ben Darley's blinking really bad behind Reece Gardner, that's definitely got to be a bit off-putting.
In the GT1s, we've got Jake Burton has managed to jump Charles NG for second place with a little bit of contact through turn 1, but kept it clean otherwise. As the who's that? Sam Sutton having a little bit of a moment there. Neil De Bruin is finds himself way down the back of the GT2 cars as they're coming down the back straight now. Something's happened to him.
Andrew Wren leading the GT2 cars through turns 3 and 4.
He's actually got a HPD right in front of him too of Bart Martinovic.
Yeah, I think Bart started from pit lane.
That might have been a safe option there for Bart to just avoid a bit of turn 1 carnage, but looks like Kernich already streaking out to a little bit of an early lead after that racing between Paul Agnew and Steve Honan.
Yeah, Anthony Kernich is starting to stretch his legs now as Reece Gardner is going to come around in third for the first lap around for the HBDs.
Tony Autridge is leading the GT2 cars too. He's coming towards the start-finish line to finish off lap 1 with a little bit of a gap now over Jake Burton, but still Jake doing a good job to keep that pressure on.
It's an important start for Tony Autridge. He's chasing down Charles and G in the championship.
Jake Burton a little bit sideways coming out of the corners there. Gives Tony Autridge a nice little gap and brings Wayne C. Burke right onto his tail.
Wayne Burke having a look coming down this back straight. This is a pretty critical overtaking area. Both laid under brakes still.
Making sure they give each other enough room.
Jake takes a little bit of the escape road, but manages to keep it going and looks like he's going to hold on to this position. Great driving by these two.
Yeah, fantastic to see that it just ended up being a dive and they gave each other enough room.
I've got the leader of the Corvette Championship in pit lane at the moment, guys. He must have ran into some trouble on that first lap, I think.
He seemed to be struggling a little bit before. Obviously lost a few positions. Just gonna...
He's just flicking back through my replay now. Can't see anything really of significance.
Yeah, there's nothing here that really stands out. He's had a little bit of a touch with one of the Corvettes and then couldn't pull it up coming into that fourth corner there and just went wide.
I was hating to butt in. I've got Reece Gardner and Steve Honan going side by side. Steve just pulls out of it into turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. You've definitely got to be right there onto that first corner to make that position stick, especially in something like a HBD. The supercars, you can put a little bit of nudge into it, but these cars won't take it.
Very easy to damage the aero package on these HPD prototype cars, so lots of room given between the boys for good hard racing nonetheless. Koenig just streaked out to, it's at 1.2 seconds at the line. I don't have live timing on my screen at the moment, so. Oh, Wayne Burke has gone past Jake, but
Leo's starting to join this battle. Leo's done a fantastic job in that Corvette the last few rounds, and he's definitely really starting to find his speed in it.
He's definitely come onto the pace in it, isn't he?
Yeah, every time we've seen him out here, he seems to be getting better and better in this car. So definitely the one to watch.
Wayne C. Burke just uses a lot of curb there. Unsettled the car, but he couldn't quite get the power down. We know these cars have a lot of horsepower and love to kick into wheel spin.
What it has done, it's let Tony Autridge gap the rest of them. 3.5 seconds up the road now.
He's definitely stretched his legs out in that Corvette, plenty of room to move around as the rest of the guys battle behind him.
Steve Honan looks to make another move on Reece Gardner. He dives out, coming down this back straight. Can he be laying off on the brake? No, he pulls out of it.
Reece is very good on the brakes. He's Steve Honan's just not game enough to put it in there at the moment.
Having a look back in the GT2 field, we've got Paul Lonergan and Dylan Brandon having a good battle for 3rd and 4th place in class. Boys haven't been much more than half a second apart this whole race.
Talk about half a second apart. Anthony Kernich is not having this all his own way. Paul Agnew is monster in the back of his HBD.
Oh, so Wayne's hit the pits.
I'll find a replay for that on our race record. Looks like he's still got that great battle going, but I can't see anything on my screen to warrant that.
Oh, in turn 1, he's actually just been nudged there. How much damage that would do? Yeah, Jake Burton's just tapped the rear end of his car.
So it gives Jake Burton back 2nd place in class, and again gives Tony Autridge that advantage. He's been looking forward to just streak out and get a nice clean race in front of him.
But what it also does is pull Leo Gray into a podium position now. Oh, look at this. This is starting to heat up at the front here for the HBD. Someone's putting a bit of pressure now on Anthony Kernich with Paul Agnew right behind him.
Something we haven't really seen this season in this series with Anthony Kernich either having a DNF with contact with lap cars or being able to streak away. So seeing him in a battle this week will be good to see how he holds his character.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously a place like Interlagos gives enough room for the cars, and they should be able to manoeuvre around each other quite easily compared to that of Virginia last week. So shouldn't hopefully have too many accidents trying to get around slower traffic.
Yeah, it's definitely a track that lends itself to the mixed class racing in that respect.
There would be a few areas where the HPD will have to be careful. Obviously, coming down that main straight with the downforce, it can keep its nose in a lot tighter than the GT cars. They will potentially catch out the HPDs, but other than that, a few of the hairpins may hold up them, but should be some easy traffic, not too hard tonight.
Reese is starting to just stretch out a little bit here now and get himself a bit of a gap from that of Steve Hoonan, so just trying to lose that pressure a little bit.
In the leader of the GT2 class, Andrew Wren, he's not having it all his own way. Dwayne Burns is still keeping him well and truly in sight.
And that battle for 3rd and 4th, Paul Lonergan and Dylan Brandon is still going on too, so even with the HPDs coming through this traffic and Corvettes now too, as Tony Autry just made a pass, but that was
I've got Wayne Berg. Yeah, he's a lap down though, a couple of laps down, sorry, but he's still coming up. And
There's a bit of a moment trying to squeeze through those two, so
that was a good bit of driving there by Wayne. He was fully aware of what he was doing, I'm sure.
looks like we've also got a battle between Jason Scully and Sam Sutton for 4th and 5th in the GT1 field.
Jason Scully and Sam Sutton, they're having a good battle at the moment. 4th and 5th in the GT1 cars.
There's a nice little battle as well between Paul and Dylan in the GT2s for 3rd position.
Yeah, we touched on this battle just before. They've been locked together since the start of the race, these two.
Sam Sutton gets a run on Jason Scully. Can he get it into turn 1? The hard braking zone coming into turn 1. Lots of bumps on the outside, but plenty
Jason
of room.
Scully puts it around the outside. He thinks better of it, pulls in behind.
Good move there by Sam Sutton. Reese Gardner still with Steve Honan right on his tail for third and fourth position.
Leo Gray, I got contact with Leo Gray and the GT2 car, Robert Bridges, coming out of turn 3.
Oh, this is going to be a bit interesting. Anthony Kernich and Paul Agnew now really close together, and a couple of slower GT2 cars right in front of them.
Yeah, they've intertwined themselves in that battle between Paul Longer and Dylan Brandon.
This has given the advantage that Anthony was looking as.
Oh, he's cut this to some more GT2 cars. Just squeeze that in there.
Oh, look at the gain that Paul Agnew's gained under brakes there.
Yeah, it's Andrew Wren. Is that Andrew?
Andrew
Yes,
Wren,
it is.
yep, just in front of him there. They make their way around. Andrew Wren making sure they gives them enough room not to get involved in that battle.
Just shows how much GT traffic can come into play, even with a track like Interlagos, where it's not such a big deal, still can infect your race. Steve Honan still harassing the back of Reece Gunn as he's looking to get through this GT2 traffic.
Oh, I've got Paul Agnew, he's having a look down the inside into turn 1.
We got Paul Agnew.
He's down there, he's got
Yeah,
it.
he's got it. Anthony Kernich giving him enough room.
Paul Agnew have a little wiggle on the exit of turn 1, but job done. Well done.
Great move there by Paul. Very
Yeah.
well executed. Got in there, got his intentions done early, and Anthony had no answer for it.
Good driving there by Anthony as well, just to make sure that he didn't end both their races.
Reece Gardner and Steve Honan still nose to tail coming through the coming into the tight hairpin S's now. It's a very difficult part of the track. You can use a lot of curve, but very easy to over commit to the corner and get wide on the exit.
Yeah, we've still got half an hour left in this race, so I'm sure Steve Honan's just trying to sum Reece up and wait for a mistake at this stage.
Someone is off the track spinning down the back straight. Who's that? That's Jake Burton. He's had a big moment coming through turn 3. He's hit the wall hard and rolled it.
Oh, his car's not looking healthy. Oh, just looks like he's snapped under brakes. We'll see if we can pull that up on the race recall replay.
Yeah, he just snapped to the right on him, and he was a passenger from there on in.
Yeah, that's big damage to his Corvette, so that'll be race done as he's crabbing now, trying to get back to pit lane. Or he chose it back to pit lane, so... Disappointing result. He was looking for a good second place there. That's given Tony Autridge a nice big gap now as Leo Gray finds himself in second.
Yeah, Tony Autridge with a massive gap, but he could lose this second place and be put back into third as Sam Sutton attaches himself to the back of Leo Gray.
Yeah, Sam's definitely not letting Leo get ahead here.
Apologies for that, getting a bit of feedback from my microphone. Sorry about that, guys. Andrew Wren.
Battle still. So I was going to say, the battle between Paul Longren and Dylan Brandon still raging. These two just cannot let each other go.
Just going to mention Dwayne Burns still harassing the back of Andrew Wren for first and second in GT2 as well. Oh, it's Paul Dillon almost gets into the back of some lap traffic. Who's that? That would be Robert Bridges on the outside. Struggling a bit slow, but that's brought them all close together with the HPD making him move past.
Gives him plenty of room for Paul Agnew to get around and Anthony Kernich.
It's Craig Dorr trying to navigate them at there.
Paul Agnew lost a bit of time there in the HBD trying to get around Tim Foltz in the GT2 car.
Tim Foltz,
Jason Scully.
Scully's got
up
that
the
done.
inside. Yep. It was a nice move by Jason Scully. Tim left the door open a little bit and Jason was quick to pounce.
Paul Agnew still leading this race overall, but Anthony Kernich still harassing the back of him after that great move down into turn 1 before. Now we're still seeing whether Kernich can make a move back.
Oh, as Jason Scully has an incident coming down into turn 2. Right in front of Reese Gardner.
Go check out the race recall replays. He came down through 1, he got just a little bit too wide and then touched too much curb on 2 and it just unsettled the car and no damage done, but just enough
Get
to
those cameras on Steve Honan and Reese Gardner going side by side. As Reese tries to get his position back, gets it done.
No, not quite.
Oh, I think one used a bit too much curb.
Careful of a cut track doing that.
It's a great battle between these two.
Side by side through 3 and 4. These guys are going to be at it for the rest of this race.
They just round the last corner now. Steve Honan's got a good run up the hill.
Great racing from these guys.
Reese Gardner's Proto, it's got a very good straight line speed tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I've also, with Reese's style of driving, he can really use those brakes, and he's always been strong under brakes. So it looks like he's really got that thing dialed in for tonight. He's using the curves really well, the corners, doesn't seem to be having too much issues with it. So it's good to see.
So we check in on Sam Sutton and Leo Gray. Sam's still eyeing off the back of Leo's Corvette.
Let him get too far away. Leo using as much of the track as he can.
Really see that wide entry into that final turn to get a good run out. Oh, Leo, bit of curb on the exit. That could have unsettled the car.
Yeah, very, very easy to do with this car. This car always seems to drive its best when you're absolutely ragging it. But it will spit you very fast, as we saw before.
As we saw with Josh Burton.
Easy to snap.
Checking in on Tony Autridge out front of the GT1 field. He's got himself a nice healthy margin over the battling Leo Gray and Sam Sutton. He'll be got himself 10 seconds, so keeping his eyes forward and just hitting his marks, not letting traffic affect him too much and just keeping it clean.
Yeah, he's got enough time now to not have to stress too much about much. A little bit of lap traffic, he can wait and be patient. So fantastic drive so far by Tony Autridge.
Yeah, of course, with his 3 nearest rivals being Charles, Jake Bird and Wayne Burke all having dramas tonight, he's really put himself in the box seat.
Anthony Kernich and Paul Agnew come between the battle of Leo Gray and Sam Sutton. Sam Sutton hurts his race a little bit as he makes sure he gives those boys plenty of room. And he's lost a couple of seconds now off the back of Leo.
Oh, this is going to hurt Leo. He's been run wide in the last corner.
not able to get back to that optional line now he is, so he might try and hook up a bit of draft as GT2 traffic gets in there as well. But still, Sam Sutton possibly lifted off a little too much than what he needed to while being in that heated battle.
I'm surprised Anthony Koenig has managed to really kind of stick to the back of Paul. But I really thought we'd see Anthony attacking a lot more, trying to get that position back.
He might be running a higher downforce package and not able to get the run in the areas where he needs it.
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling on straight lines, so not getting the run out on that final corner. So yeah, it's definitely hurting him a little bit.
He's quite an experienced sim racer, Anthony. He might just be buying his time, just waiting and hoping for a mistake from Paul. But from what I've seen, he could be waiting a while. Paul Agnew seems pretty well tuned to this car.
Yeah, he's looking very comfortable out there at the moment. That gap between Reece Gardner and Steve Hoonan, I think Reece has managed to open that up a little bit now.
Similar thing we're seeing between these two. The following car has a possibly a bit higher downforce package and not quite able to get the run onto the straights where it needs that extra speed. But very good around the corners and traffic obviously coming into play as well. Check back in on Leo Gray and Sam Sutton. Sam's managed to close that gap back up again, so still a couple seconds off, but could be all over the back of Leo again shortly.
I'm going to look at
We've got Reece Gardner and Steve Hoonan about to inject themselves into this battle between Sam Sutton and Leo Gray.
I'm just
having a look. Sam Sutton's he's not having anything with this traffic. He's just moving over and letting anyone pass. He's playing the very cautious race at the moment.
Paul Agnew looks like he's been caught up by a Ford GT. Koenig now right on him.
As Anthony Koenig takes a very shallow line there into turn one. They make their way past Dylan Brandon and they're coming around on the main straight.
Next time we see a group of traffic, we might try and see if we can get the director to jump on board of one of these HBDs and show you how hard it is to actually manoeuvre around a group of cars.
Anthony Koenig and Paul Agnew come up on some lap traffic now. Paul Agnew really just had to brake quite a bit there just to not run into the back of that GT of Dwayne Burns. As Andrew Wren now, leader of the GT2 cars, has been having a good tit-for-tat battle between Dwayne Burns and him for the lead of the GT2. Now has Paul Agnew.
Gives him plenty of room to get around, but Anthony Koenig looks like he's gotten a good run there.
Well, Koenig having to take that shallow line onto the main straight again. That'll hurt his straight line speed.
Yeah, it's the lap traffic's definitely playing a part in that shallow line. He's had to take the last couple of laps. That was the leader of the GT2 class. They just passed Andrew Wren. He's doing a fine job.
Got himself a 2.5 second gap back to Dwayne Burns. So, and nice consistent from Andrew.
Sorry guys, Leo Gray and Sam Sutton. Sam Sutton weaving, trying to work out a spot to get around Leo. I think he's going to get this done into the first corner. Leo gives him plenty of room.
Oh, Sam holds the outside. Sorry, Leo Gray holds the outside.
Still, there's side by side. Come to the Buck straight.
See him sat in the better position here. The HPD wants to do it in Gavin Barber.
These guys are different teams. Yeah, they got very similar liveries. What was that?
I'll have to go talk to the painting teams from these two guys and see if we can get them differentiated a little bit.
Whoa!
We do apologise because our director, who was a fill-in tonight, may not have all the paint schemes up to date.
And he's also missing some of the onboard cameras too, so he is doing a great job as a last minute fill-in for me, so very much a big thank you to Daz for jumping in and bringing you guys this great coverage.
And poor form Sebastian.
I think we have to thank his missus. He had to kick her off the internet to do it, didn't he?
Just a kid apparently, so...
Scout for the next soft serve at Macca's, I do believe.
Paul Agnew still has Anthony Kearney harassed in the back of him. These boys have not let up all race long. Kearney really does not seem to have the straight line speed. We can see it quite graphically there. He just sort of holds station in that draft. He doesn't pull in like we have seen in other races with the long straights.
Yeah, you can see just there Anthony Kernich actually looks stronger through this part of the track here. He's definitely hitting the apexes a lot better, and he's definitely a lot stronger under brakes. But I think that straight line speed is just killing him.
Of course, he may be suffering a bit of aero push as well, Anthony, with being so close.
Oh, Steve Honan having
corners.
a bit of a moment trying to get past Tony Ortridge in the lead of the GT1s. Almost clobbered the back of the Tony there. And managed to lock it up and keep out of the back of Tony.
I did have an eye on that. Steve was held up quite a bit at the start of this lap from lap traffic, and I could see his driving style. He was getting a little bit frustrated with it as Reece Gardner was able to build a bit of a gap.
It is very easy to have happen if you catch traffic at the right point. It can be your saving grace and give you a nice advantage, or if you catch it at the wrong point, it can be very frustrating, and sometimes you just got to hold your breath and just sit there and be patient for a moment or two and make sure you get through cleanly. Steve still doing a great job holding on to a 4th position in class in the prototypes.
Yeah,
Got
fantastic drive by Steve.
I've got another change of position. There's Jason Scully's got past Timothy Foltz in the GT1 cars. That's for 5th and 6th in class.
Just pull that up on the race recall replay.
Well, you guys have a quick look at the replay. I'm just checking out this battle between Leo Gray and Sam Sutton. Nose to tail again. About half second in between them. It's tit for tat at the moment as Sam, being the mighty gentleman with lap traffic, is still managing to pull that gap back in every time. So he's got some great pace on that in his Corvette.
Yeah, he's obviously Tony Ortridge is too big of a fish to catch, so that's all I think he's just doing. He's just buying his time at the moment behind Leo Gray, and I think you'll see as the clock kicks down, he'll get a little bit more aggressive.
And not long left in this race now, coming up to the 15-minute mark, so still plenty of action to come.
There is plenty of action still to come. As we look at 5th and 6th on the HPDs, I'm just having a look at that now. Gavin Barber and Ben Darley really close together. This battle could get interesting.
Oh, Leo Gray's had a massive moment coming around on the main straight, and it's going to let Sam Sutton through.
Leo Gray's going to have a look down the inside here in turn 1. I don't think he's got enough power down.
If he can hold this inside line.
Got it.
He's slingshot. It's absolutely slingshot out of turn 2 there.
Great driving there by the boys as they are negotiating GT2 traffic and not having the greatest run themselves, but managed to keep it clean and hold station, so to say.
Got a heap of smoke out at turn 4.
Oh! And then Darley and Gavin Barber come together trying to get around Tony Ortridge.
There was a big nose-to-tail shunt there. Both continued on without a loss of position.
Bentali probably copped the most out of that one. He's got a bit of damage there on his front splitter, and that little damage can do a lot to your aero.
Just soften up the front suspension a bit and make it harder to keep that downforce on those front tyres and keep the tone in the car.
Oh, Leo Gray has had an incident. We'll see if we can find this on the race recall replay. He's going to be devastated.
Yes, looks like he came into the hairpin and
Yeah, a little
too much
bit
power.
Yeah, a little bit too much throttle too early, and it's like Daniel mentioned before, it bit him and a bit hard.
Yeah, these cars bite very, very hard.
Ice! Contact between the two cars behind him. That was Dylan Brandon and who was
Craig Dorr.
Craig Dorr. That's a bit of a hair-raising moment between those two as they are trying to get past each other.
Leo still must feel fairly confident in his Corvette.
He has a big gap back to Timothy Bellinger in 4th place, so 18 seconds. He can just focus on keeping his car straight now and getting it home to the end. James Sutton finds himself in 2nd place.
Anthony Kernich, right on the back of Paul Agnew. This is starting to heat up now. Anthony Kernich had a good run down into turn 1. Paul Agnew blocking.
Could see all that lap traffic as I was passing them while trying to negotiate track position coming into turn 4. So as they're still going at it, Kernich with a
great racing between these guys.
This is where this is the area of the track that Anthony Kernich is really strong in. He has great turn, great braking in his car. So if lap traffic comes into play here, he might be able to just throw it in there and get position.
We bring up the gains and losses for the P2, and there's really not that much to talk about. Paul Agnew up 1, Anthony Kernich down 1, Reece Gardner up 1, Steve Honan down 1, and the rest have remained stationed. We have a look. Anthony Kernich is going to have a look on the outside into turn 1 here, I think.
Yeah, Anthony Kernich.
He can hold it out there. That's good potential to get the inside for the next corner, but can't do it.
I think he's looking for a better run down onto the straight.
Yeah, and he's got it. He's got a great run out of turn 2.
Smart driving, thinking a few corners ahead.
They duck and weave now. He sticks his nose out. No, again, just does not have that straight line drive to really take advantage of that run he had.
He's going to have a look though. On the outside.
I watched these two a lot tonight, and I'm not quite sure where Anthony's going to try and get this move done. Doesn't seem to be one spot where he's clearly dominant over Paul Agnew.
Just quickly checking in on that battle for 3rd and 4th, Reece Gardner, Steve Honan. They're back to nose to tail now. That with traffic.
Oh, they got traffic everywhere.
So they go 3 wide as the GT2 and GT1 guys just try and give room, but almost cause more trouble than they're trying to be polite about.
Yeah, Reece Gardner and Steve Honan threaded the needle quite well there, I thought.
Checking back in on this battle for 3rd and 4th in GT2. Dylan Brandon and Paul Agnew, they have the leaders of the prototypes coming past them now, but they're still fairly close, so that battle could still heat up very quickly.
Anthony Kernich, again, having a look at Paul Agnew. Not a good run that time with some lap traffic. Wayne Burke giving him plenty of room.
Wayne Burke has been able to make up a few spots in his endeavours to, after having trouble at the early parts of the race.
Oh! Like you almost copped a bit of a hit there.
Just looking back, it looked like Dwayne Burns had an incident coming through the chicane S's, hairpin S's, whatever you want to call them, just a little too late on the brakes, locked up the rears and left a nice little puff of smoke there for the boys to drive through. Dwayne Burns is second in class, obviously, still holding station, so doing a great job. Andrew Wren has skipped out to a nice healthy lead. I don't know if my director can update me, but how long have we got left in this race? I don't know if my overlay's working.
Yeah, about 9 minutes, mate.
Looking at Steve Honan is starting to catch back up to Reese Gardner again.
Jason Scully gives them plenty of room as they try and get past turn 1. What a difficult turn to get right, turn 1, when you're by yourself, but when you're going side by side with other cars, it's very easy to make a mistake there.
Of course, just up ahead of those guys, we got Paul Longren and Dylan Brandon. They've been together since the start of this race. Oh no, sorry, there's Dylan Brandon goes straight off.
Big moment with Andrew Rand in front of him and Leo Gray as well. Leo was trying to navigate past Andrew Rand, Andrew in his own race, and then having the prototype leaders come through, it just all sort of got a little bit hairy there for a moment, but all survived and fired for another day.
Yeah, definitely everyone lost a little bit of momentum there. Steve Hoonan, a little bit further back, is really starting to apply the torch now to Reese Gardner. Be just under a second between these two.
Yeah, and with less than 10 minutes to go, I'm sure Reese will be well aware of Steve being there.
Reese doing all he can to make sure he doesn't get the slip on him. Steve Honan really speed coming down there.
Got a good run now.
On the inside.
Reese Gardner goes to cover a little bit, but no, Steve will...
Oh!
No big contact!
Reese has managed to keep that straight. Yep.
Steve Honan looks like he's giving that position back, doing the right respectful thing, knew he made contact, so gives the position back, readdresses and goes to take the fight back to Reese. Good driving, boys.
Yeah, that was good respect there. Just got into the back of Reese. Reese did a terrific job to hold on to it. Just hope neither of them suffered any damage out of it.
No, a nice tap that one, and yeah, fantastic driving there by both of them to make sure that didn't end a lot worse than what could have. Paul Agnew, looks like he's just managed to put a bit of gap now between him and Koenig.
Yeah, it's opened up to just under a second. Don't know, could have had some lap traffic on that previous lap. They both did in the mid to low 24s, so... Anthony Koenig's car looks a lot more pointy through this tighter section, but it's just that straight line speed seems to be hurting him.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think Paul Agnew is actually starting to look a little bit more sloppy as well, so I think it's starting to hurt him a little bit.
Pressure will be building. He'll be seeing that timer count down to the checker flag and knowing that he's done so well so far that sometimes just getting to that last 5 minutes can really be the defining moment of your race. Having a flick through the field, not much else has really been happening. A lot of battles have spread out, and Andrew Wren has a nice gap over Dwayne Burns after having a few moments for Dwayne. Paul Lonergan finds himself in third place all alone after Dylan Brandon has parked his car after making contact with the wall, so unfortunate for Dylan.
I think it's HBDs are where the action is at the moment.
Yeah, Craig Dawes gotten out of the way, just lapping another HBD.
Just quickly, Ben Darley 5th and Gavin Barber 6th in the HBDs there, still within a couple of seconds of each other, so that battle with middle lap traffic could heat up very, very quickly.
It's been great racing from these two up front. 40 minutes of racing so far to be separated by about 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, fantastic job by both of these guys. And again, another great race so far across the whole field. Not too many incidents trying to trip over slower cars, so it's been great to see.
Yeah, no, it's been definitely one of the better ones for the series so far.
Very respectful too, with a few notable drivers being very considerate out there. Notably Sam Sutton giving up his battle with Leo Gray on a number of occasions to make sure he gave plenty of room to the HPDs, so a lot of respect out there today. It's been good to watch. And as his reward for all that patience is a nice second place, so it just shows that survival.
Oh, that's a commentator's curse if I've ever heard one there, Seb.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we still got a few minutes to go. I believe he can make it to the end. Come on, Sam, don't let me down now.
If he hits the wall, you're getting gaffer tape and put back in the director's chair, mate.
So with only a couple minutes to go.
Yeah, Steve's starting to really get back onto the back of Reese now.
The one thing I've noticed though is Reese is positioning the car very well on corner entry and exit, so I think it's proven quite hard for Steve to get the run on him that he needs.
Yeah, Reese doing a very good job to make sure he uses most of the track and keeping Steve at bay.
An old adage they like to say, parking it on the apex, not letting your competitor get a run through on you through the corner, making sure your car position is where you need to be to get the best speed, the best line, and keeping the competitors behind you as teammates pass each other. Leo Gray gets passed by Reese Gardner.
Yeah, this is good. This has hurt Steve Honan a little bit. He backed out of it on the last corner there.
Considering that damage to the front of Leo's car, he's still doing a great job, still holding down a third position with a long way back to Jason Scully for fourth, so
I think he's quite lucky that hasn't done as much damage as you think it would have. It was a big hit, but yeah, he definitely seems to not be having too many issues with trying to get it to turn in.
it is very easy just to knock the steering centre out of these cars, or the toe or your camber or something like that, and just make it very difficult to keep your car going in a nice smooth line. So been very lucky. Paul Agnew and Anthony Koenig still hot at it.
They should take the white flag, I think, this time around.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going around.
With a minute 20 to go, they've been doing minute 24 lap time, so this will be the white flag for these boys. So now is the time for Koenig to get it done. He's got one more lap to do it. Can he get it done?
Definitely really deep under brakes there into turn one.
As much as I'm an Anthony Koenig fanboy, but I don't think he is going to get this done. He just doesn't seem to have any kind of dominance over Paul Agnew.
No, Paul Agnew's really pretty much a flawless race so far from Paul.
Both have had their little moments with traffic, but nothing really too scary. Both driven fantastic drives, and Paul Agnew just handled that pressure really well. Dished it up in the early parts as well. So
looking
Tony
ahead,
Ortridge.
they've made Tony Ortridge. That should be the last of lap traffic for him on this lap.
No, this will put Tony Autridge under white flag as well now, so then Duran comes to take his white flag, so 3 litres on their last lap.
Bit of a moment there from Paul.
Gonna have to be into this last corner.
I think Anthony Kernich is too far back. I mean, you know, Paul Agnew's got a really good straight line speed. So I don't think Anthony Kernich is going to be able to get this done.
Well done to Paul Agnew. He's run a pretty flawless race tonight to take the win.
Fantastic driving by Paul Agnew. Did a brilliant job to get there in front of Anthony Kernich and just held his position.
Tony Autridge comes across the line to take checker flag 2. Dominant performance from Tony to take the win in the GT1s. Gets out there and starts celebrating.
So we still wait for our Ford GT leader come around. Still a couple of corners to go.
Been a great drive from Andrew Wren tonight. He's hasn't put a foot wrong really. He dealt well with the traffic. Hasn't gotten caught up in anyone's incident, and got himself a nice little margin after having a great early battle with Dwayne Burns.
I'm just looking through his lap times. They're extremely consistent. 1:35 is pretty much the entire race. So very consistent run from Andrew Wren.
That's what really matters when it comes to these things. Keeping consistency, not losing too much time to traffic or getting caught up in other people's messes, and going to pay the highest reward for him tonight as he comes up to take the checkered flag. Great race, Andrew.
Yeah, no, well done by Andrew Wren. Well done by all our race winners, all our podium getters tonight. Very good, clean and respectful racing.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic racing from everyone across the field. I think another really good race, and to show how much the guys are improving in this multi-class field and coming into a little league of their own, which is brilliant to see.
I'm getting news from the garage. Even though he comes second, Anthony Kernich had one of the better races he's ever had, so he's really enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things, and it's something that we talk about all the time. It really doesn't matter where you are in the field. If you've had a good race with someone, a competitive race, and it's been clean, and it's, you know, that's what it's all about, and that's where people really enjoy their racing. I think sometimes you might even enjoy it more than just getting out there and blitzing the field by, 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, I find that boring.
Yeah, this is a hot lap.
I've ever done it.
There's nothing worse than being that far ahead.
Alright, go through the prototype race results. Great battle, great win by Paul Agnew. Takes out the victory tonight at Interlagos, followed very closely by Anthony Kernich. Reece Gardner comes home in third after a fantastic battle for that position with Steve Honan in fourth. Daly in fifth, Gavin Barber in sixth, Craig Dorr in seventh, Neil De Bruin in eighth, and Bart Martinovic in ninth.
For the Corvette boys, we've got Tony Autridge in first, Sam Sutton second, Leo Gray, fantastic race in third, Jason Scully fourth, Tim Foltz fifth, Timothy Ballinger sixth, and Wayne Burke seventh. And our DNFs in that one is Charles Ng and Jake Burton.
Yeah, and in the GT2 we got Andrew Wren taking the win ahead of Dwayne Burns. Paul Longren brought it home in third, Bruce DiCarlo in fourth, but Bridges in fifth. Sixth was Dylan Brandon. Seventh, Kevin O'Brien, Nathan Groudon in eighth, and Chris Penn in ninth.
Yeah, fantastic race here at Interlagos tonight. Before we tune out for the night, guys, just a quick one, and this is for a fellow iRacing member, Solomon Stroup. His daughter is trying to get over to Florida for a convention about a disease she had called Noonan's. We've put some details up on v8sonline on our Facebook page. She's trying to raise $2,000 so she can take her family over there and meet other people that have the same syndrome. Really good cause and really good to help out your fellow iRacing members and community. It's what we're all about. So if you want to help, you can head over to v8sonline. There's a GoFundMe page, and yeah, help her raise the funds to get her over to Florida so she can meet other people that have the same syndrome as her.
Yeah, no, it's a great cause. It's a terrible disease. That so anyone that can help out would be much appreciated.
Anyway, on to tomorrow night. We've got the V8 at Mount Panorama. How about that, boys?
Yeah,
I
can't wait.
Absolutely stoked. I missed out on doing the Bathurst race for Proto-GT. I get to step in the combox for the Bathurst race for V8 Supercars, which is amazing. So I'm very, very stoked for that one. Hopefully we'll see our boy Madison down in there after a very tiring weekend out in the Aussie racing cars after winning Race to Reality. Fantastic result for Madison over the weekend. I'm sure all you guys watched and tuned in and saw a few of the races that he did.
Yeah, got a few glimpses of him on TV. He had a bit of bad luck with some mechanical dramas, but nonetheless, he's certainly impressed.
Didn't put it in a war and didn't flip it on its roof. That's saying
true.
something. Because those Aussie race cars are nuts. But fantastic job by him. So hopefully we'll see him tomorrow and we'll be able to catch up with him and get a bit of a rundown before we go live. But all in all, I am absolutely pumped for tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic race. I'm very excited after having the Racer Champions there for 61 laps. We're going for 31 tomorrow, so half distance that we did the other Racer Champions, but still going to be a great race, pit stop, and all the excitement that Bathurst provides.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a service so full of practice sessions. I think plenty of guys practicing for tomorrow night. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a massive one. We might even see some names that we haven't seen in a while. Everyone trying to jump back in and get involved for the Bathurst race. So we'll see you guys. What time do we kick off tomorrow, Sebastian? You're good at times. Better than me.
8:30 New South Wales, 7:30 for Queensland. That's 09:30 AM GMT. So got to head over to v8sonline.com.au to catch all the action tomorrow. And then on to next week, we've got Gilles Villeneuve, Montreal.
Beautiful.
Yep, all over that one. It's going to be a great race. Cannot wait for that to kick off. So,
and then also we will have a Christmas break after that for 2 weeks.
Oh, it is our last race before we go on the Christmas break. So we're going to finish it up at Montreal for the holiday season, and we won't see you guys for 2 weeks.
And we'll be back for Road America in the Proto-GTs as well. So, missed 2 rounds in that, but still some great racing ahead.
Definitely. All right, guys, let's wrap this up for the night. Thanks for joining me in the combox. Brooksy, thanks for joining me in the combox as well, Sebastian. And thanks for Des for filling in, for directing. So, all in all, good night to be had. We'll make sure Sebastian's computer's working so we can direct the race tomorrow night. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.